Well, it's official. Youth culture has officially passed me by. It's had a pretty big lead on me for some time now, but now it's completely just blown my doors off and is so far ahead that I can't really be considered still in the race. Why? Well, there is a trend that is so huge now that people in newspapers, people in magazines are writing about its effect, and quite frankly, I just don't understand it. I don't understand MySpace. I don't understand why people want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to go and see people's crappy, drunken photographs. Take, for instance, my brother-in-law, Brendan. He's got a MySpace page, and his MySpace page indicates that he has over 1,200 friends. No, he doesn't. If I were to do an actual count of Brendan's friends, the sum total, I think, would be 2. And that would consist of his friends Michael and Patrick, who he's always hanging around with and engaging in borderline homosexual activity with. I do understand, though, why MySpace is useful for people in bands. There's a place to post your music, there's a place to post tour dates, and it's a good way to keep in touch with your fans. But then that got me thinking that the internet almost makes it too easy for fans. You know, if you're into a band, you can find out every piece of information that exists about that band with just a few simple keystrokes. Now, I don't want to seem like some sort of crotchety old Luddite here, but I think in general, for people of my generation and older, it was a lot harder to be a fan. It was particularly a lot harder to be a die-hard fan. And I use my wife, Megan, as a case in point.
I love having central roles in your little video escapades.
Do you?
No!
During her formative years, my wife was a U2 fan. She was the quintessential U2 fan, if you will.
You know, there's been a lot of talk about Dublin.
In fact, we recently unearthed a surviving box of U2 artifacts that has been stored for years in her parents' attic. But then that got me thinking, is the pre-internet era of fandom better? I think of all the time Megan must have spent as a youth deciphering U2 lyrics by ear and then typing them out. Whereas today, she could just do a Google search and get the lyrics for every U2 song ever written in about 5 seconds. Think of all the time she could have saved during her youth and what that time could have been spent doing. She could now be an adult and be fluent in Mandarin Chinese or be a black belt in karate. But instead, we have a dusty box filled with rough drafts of letters to Bono's wife.
I do not even want to read this.
And now, presented with this quandary, I wanted to see for myself, quantitatively, if the internet has ruined being a fan. So, in the grand tradition of John Henry versus the steam drill, of Gary Kasparov versus Deep Blue, I've pitted humans versus technology again to determine who is superior. And in this particular case, I've pitted Megan against Google in a U2 trivia battle. We'd each be asked several pre-1992 U2 trivia questions.
Ready?
I would be armed with my laptop and Google, and Megan, conditioned from years of U2 fact-finding and her dozens of viewings of the movie Rattle and Hum, would be armed only with her intellect.
What is Bono's real name?
Paul Houston.
What is the Edge's real name?
Dave Evans.
I'm not even off like the Google homepage yet. I haven't even gotten to return.
When is Bono's birthday?
May 10th, 1960.
What are Bono's children's names?
Oh, that I don't know.
Oh.
Jordan, Eli. What are they?
Jordan, Memphis Eve,
Yes.
Eli,
Memphis. That's right.
and John Abraham. Score one for technology, baby.
Okay. Okay.
In your face, Megan. Mrs.
Now
I
return
know
back to
everything about you too.
And that was after the years that I wasn't really interested.
What year did Boy come out?
1980.
How old was Bono when Boy came out?
Funny.
What's the name of the kid on the cover of Boy?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Peter Rowan. So it looks like you don't know everything about you two.
I never said I did.
Looks like you've given up. Looks like the superfan has given up a little ground to technology.
Yeah, of course technology knows more than I do.
That's
I
not-
never said that.
That's
they
not what
didn't.
Gary Kasparov said when he faced off against Big Blue.
Well, I'm not like some chess phenom.
No, you're a U2 phenom, or were.
I was, and I will always tell you that I was, and I don't know. Like past 1987, my knowledge is spotty.
Not the computer's problem. Good job, Google. Good job, computer.
I still think I won that battle though. Percentage-wise, I did better than Google. I did.
You did okay.
Oh, more than okay. Would you have been able to get any of those?
No.